You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about somebody we're going to talk about a lot over the coming months, maybe years. Well, definitely years, as he's going to eventually end up in the National Football League. But here we are. The likely biggest star in college football this year will be Arch Manning. Of course, the son of Cooper Manning, his uncles, Peyton and Eli. And Arch will likely be, if he was to come out, unless he just doesn't have a very good year. And if he doesn't have a very good year, he'll go back to college anyway. But there's a lot of people that believe Arch Manning will likely be the future number one overall pick in the draft. Now, I've talked about that I believe that Arch is going to play. I don't think he's coming out this year, all right, or next year. He's not coming out in 2026. I don't believe. He could, but the pedigree and the family is to stay in school, right? And with NIL, he's going to make a bunch of money. All right. Arch is going to make a ton of money. Going to make a lot of money in the NFL too, but still, he's not going to have to rush as if that family and him are hurting anyway. We know they're not, right? So we got a couple of things involving Arch. Number one, the all SEC teams have emerged. And also, we've got a little something with Urban Meyer, and that's where we're going to start because he believes that we're going to see a phenomenon we haven't seen since Tim Tebow. Now, we all remember look, Tim Tebow, a lot like Caitlin Clark, a person you guys know I cover a lot on Black and White Sports too. I mean, just on a whole nother level as far as stardom goes. Shedeur Sanders is experiencing a little of that, I can tell you, just from watching the analytics on this channel. There's something there with Shedeur too. All right, other people, Tom Brady, etc. But Arch is the next big thing. Let's not act like he's not. Let's not get confused because of his name and his pedigree. Same thing with Shedeur, right? We heard a lot of people say there wouldn't have been nearly the amount of interest. There still wouldn't be. There wouldn't be all these social media posts if his last name was Stevens. Shedeur Stevens doesn't have the same ring as being Deion Sanders' son. It is what it is. So, when Texas took its turn at SEC Media Days, the spotlight shined bright on Arch Manning. The Longhorns' new starting quarterback became the focus in Atlanta as reporters swarmed around his podium during his breakout session at the College Football Hall of Fame. In case you're wondering, just so we're familiar, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks last year, 939 yards, 6'4", let's call it 220. Oh, boy. And guys, his athleticism is a lot more like his grandpa's, Archie. Archie was mobile, all right? Archie could scoot. And, of course, Cooper was a wide receiver. So you're talking about a Manning that's a dual threat? Forget about it. It was a whole new level of attention around an SEC quarterback, with some comparing it to when Tim Tebow was preparing for his senior year at Florida. Urban Meyer was Tebow's coach that year, and he sees striking similarities. He would know. The buzz around Manning has been building since he was the top-rated recruit from 2023's cycle. He sat behind Quinn Ewers for 2 years, and now will get his turn as the starter this upcoming season. Coming from one of the football's most famous families, all eyes are on Manning. Manning and Meyer pointed out how it reminds him of the Tebow hype. Quote, really interesting here. And I got a strong opinion because I coached Tebow, Meyer told The Herd with Colin Cowherd. After he won the Heisman Trophy as a sophomore, he won the national championship as a junior. His senior year, the scrutiny and expectations, we beat Tennessee by 14. He'd throw the ball, and he'd be getting hammered by the media. He didn't play well enough. Quote, I think this will be the player with the highest expectations in the last decade. I put it at the Tebow level where is anything going to be good enough other than a perfect game? No doubt. There's going to be a whole massive magnifying glass on this kid. Seriously. Seriously. And you know what's funny is, and I got another video coming, there's some connection between him and, I don't know what's going to happen with Shadur Sanders, but this could all actually circle back around together. It's going to be interesting. As Tebow rose to stardom, he was part of 2 national championship teams, including his junior year in 2018 when he won the Heisman Trophy. Those accolades were meant Tebow was one of the biggest stars in the sport. Expectations were sky high. He was the biggest star in the sport. And he captured the NFL. Let me tell you, that run he had with the Broncos into the playoffs, it was unbelievable how much attention that got. Manning, meanwhile, only started a few games while Ewers was down with injury. In 12 career games, he's got 969 career passing yards, 9 TDs, 115 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. But he had a high profile since he got to Texas. His on-3 NIL valuation soared to $6.8 million ahead of his redshirt sophomore season. Quote, he plays in the SEC, Meyer said. He's going to play SEC defenses each week. He's playing the Ohio State Buckeyes early. Massive game. Right out of the gate. I think he's a tremendous talent, but I'm glad he's got a head coach like Sark that knows how to handle the pressure like this because the pressure on him will be immense. We haven't witnessed this kind of pressure on a player, I'm saying, since Tebow's senior year at the University of Florida. It was nonstop. He went 12-0 his senior year and nothing was good enough. And I worry about that. That wears on you. That stuff on the staff. But most importantly, it's going to wear on Arch Manning. Yeah, it's going to be, and you're already seeing it, right now with what's going on with this, the SEC Media Day. Following the SEC Media Days in Atlanta, the conference made several announcements, including the results of the conference media's preseason poll. Not surprisingly, Texas gathered media members' choice to win the SEC title in its second season in the conference. The league also released the All-SEC preseason teams. One selection stood out. Arch Manning earned the spot on the All-SEC preseason third team, trailing Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, and South Carolina's Lenore Sellers. Holy crap, dude. That guy right there, Sellers, is going to be a star too. He is. There's certainly many that are high on Arch Manning. He's a former 5-star recruit. And, of course, like I was just talking about, we know where he stands, in the echelon of, with the Mannings. That's going to be big. It's going to be big. We're not that far away, folks. We're not that far away from college football at all. I think the 2 biggest stories in college football are Arch Manning and the University of Texas, and, of course, Bill Belichick, North Carolina. That's the 2 biggest stories heading into college football this year. There will be, a lot of eyes on Garrett Nussmeier, a lot of eyes on Lenore Sellers, a lot of eyes on Drew Allard. There's a world where that next year's NFL draft could be quarterback epic. I'm serious. The hype could be huge. But I'm going to stand by the fact that I don't think Arch comes out in next year's draft. I think he's going to play at least 2 full seasons. That's my gut feeling. And Texas fans probably happy to hear that because they obviously want to keep him as long as they can. Man, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of tentacles to the NFL that affects players that were drafted at quarterback this year. You may see a very, very popular player amongst fans get moved off of real fast if Arch is available. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. This is the time to voice your displeasure. I just hot off the press. Use promo code CC22. I will have a link for this shirt in the comment section pinned. Save Caitlin, fire Kathy.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.